first one is protect the needy. Everybody in my army can heroically intervene. 3 inches.
What's up, everybody? We are back with round 2 of the Webway Games Grand Tournament. We have a pretty another spicy matchup for you, I think. The first one was pretty spicy, if I do say so myself, because we did have a classic little Revenant Titan on there, but today we have Imperial Knights versus a very similar style of army, but a little different faction. This is Tyrannid Jormungandr playing maximum Carnifexes, literally the maximum number of Carnifexes you can include into a list, which is, if I have counted correctly, 14. Just a casual 14. Players are going through their list real quick, so I'll put it on the players' mics.
But his oath gives me an extra CP in my command phase.
Okay.
If I become virtuous, the big guy will become objective secured. And then the other guy, like, I can reroll advance and charge, and I can have 1 extra use of my big guy's bondsman ability. He already has 2 uses, but if when he uses it on a model that's within 9 inches, he can use it on another model at 9 inches, so he's capable of throwing it at the 4 guys.
Okay.
When someone has been bonded, they natively get -1 to all damage. They gain a 4++ invuln save, both in melee and shooting. And if they are on an objective, their toughness improves by 1.
Okay.
The big guy, if he's in my deployment zone, cannot be wounded on anything better than a 4.
Okay.
I think. Oh, and then the paladin, when he bonds, it also gives everybody. It gives them +1, or not +1. Reroll 1s to hit and wounds.
Okay.
I think that's. And then my warlord traits. The big guy. Between his warlord trait and his relic, he has a 4-up invuln all the time, and when shooting, 6s to wound cause mortals.
Okay.
I think that's everything.
All right. So my whole army has -1 to damage.
Yep.
The whole army has +1 AP in melee.
Okay.
+1. 6's auto hit for my guns.
Cool.
And
I assume you mean auto wound.
6's auto wounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I gotcha.
Exploding 6's.
Right.
That's pretty much it. I only have 3 profiles. I have Screamer Killers, Old One Eye, and Heavy Venom Cannons.
Yeah. I basically have 3 profiles as well.
Right.
Big guy.
A couple friends.
Yeah. We'll do some Pacific Rim.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And then my secondaries, I'm just going to do Stranglehold, Bring It Down, and Grind Them Down.
Okay. I will be doing also Bring It Down, Stranglehold, and Honor the Households, which is if I end the turn with more honor than I started, or if I have 6, I get 2 points at the end of the turn, and then at the end of the game, if I'm virtuous, I get an extra 3.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'll break this down.
Did I forget something or do?
Last game, remember when I told you we both get a CP at the beginning of every turn? I was getting that mixed up with Miracle Die.
Okay.
We were both getting too many CP.
Okay.
So you only get CP on your turn.
Okay.
Luckily, we.
I start with
Players already playing with Nephilim changes this tournament. Interesting. Not technically. We are playing Nakbund this time around,
To the beginning, that way.
which is why we are on. Which is why we're on the Nakbund missions and command point setup.
They all count as 1.
We're just making sure that we're
Because they're only 9
on the
wounds
same page.
each. Are the army just 10 wounds each? 12.
12 and 24.
Okay.
All right.
The Bull with the subscription. Thank you. Thanks so much, Bull. Thanks for being bully about it.
There you go.
If I'm defender, I go first.
You deploy first, attacker go. It's irrelevant.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Defender just deploys first.
Right, but they get to pick their side. I'm assuming you're gonna. Wait.
They're exactly the same. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll let you deploy first.
Cool. Alrighty.
I mean, if you want to switch sides, we can, but...
All right. So as the players are setting up their deployment here, like if that camera reset later this game, we can go ahead and talk about their lists. Exclamation point lists in chat if you want to take a look at them. But we have they are interesting ones today. Because we have all these Carnifexes on the table. But let's talk about the Imperial Knights first. We are playing a custom household for the Imperial Knights, which I unfortunately will have to look up because I'm not cognizant of all of the custom household traits. So Strike and Shield gives, Aspen was talking about in the pregame, melee attacks fail on a 4+, so they have a transhuman effect only in melee. Actually won't be too relevant in this game because all of the Carnifexes are relatively low strength. Outside Old One Eye, I guess. But none of them push above strength 8, so I actually don't think that makes a big difference. They also ignore AP 1 attacks, which I also don't believe matters. So, well, that's that's rough. Sorry, Imperial Knights. We'll see how that ends up, though. We have Protect Those in Need and Refuse No Challenge for our oaths. So Protect Those in Need, gaining honor when knights perform heroic interventions. And charge into ongoing combats. So once an Imperial Knights model from an army from the army makes a charge against an enemy at the start of the charge phase, which is in engage range of a friendly unit, they will get a command point. So importantly, that's not multi-charges. That's only charges that go into combats that are already existing at the start of that charge phase. And the abilities that gives you is a 6-inch heroic intervention rather than just the normal 3. And all models can perform those heroic interventions. Everyone gets a regular heroic intervention, but characters can go 6 inches. So importantly, the one big knight in the list. And then once it triggers Virtuous, you can use Bondsman abilities 1 additional time. So again, very good for the big knight there. The second oath there is Refuse No Challenge, which requires the knights to destroy multiple enemy units with melee attacks. So we are that is going to be pretty good against the multi-model Carnifex units that we have here, which are all going to split at the beginning of the game. The honored ability for that gives +1 to hit on first round combat, or if aggressive first round combat. So not quite shock assault, but it is if it. Oh, it is first rank combat, excuse me. So if it was charged, or performed a heroic intervention, so it shock assaults for +1 to hit, and gets reroll, advancing, and charging once the army becomes virtuous. Now, for those who don't know, Knights actually have a very unique mechanic in these honor points. They will gain honor points passively over the course of the game, but can get additional honor points if they complete those little mini quests that we talked about before. So those are performing heroic interventions and destroying multiple enemy units. However, they also have the potential to lose honor points if they perform their troth requirement. So, for example, the Refuse No Challenge troth reduces your honor point total if you were eligible to declare a heroic intervention and failed to do so. Now, interestingly, that doesn't require you to have made the heroic intervention into melee, only that you perform it. It also, you lose points if you were eligible to declare a charge and did not declare a charge. So Refuse No Challenge, obviously, if you have the opportunity to get into melee, you have to get into melee. Otherwise, you will start to lose honor points. The virtuous abilities trigger once the army is at 5 or more honor points. The game starts with 1, and you will gain honor points for each battle round, I believe. If you ever drop below 1 honor point, you are dishonored and you lose all of those special abilities until you have regained your honor. It's a super cool and unique mechanic for Imperial Knights, and I'm excited to see them on the table here against these Carnifexes. This is going to be a pretty smashy battle. I'm pretty excited for it, chat. I think this is one of the coolest matchups we could have gotten this time around. Now, moving on to the remainder of the list, we have a Knight Paladin. That guy's bringing Reaper Chainsword, and I don't know what the second weapon on the Knight Paladin is. Looks like a battle cannon, yeah, rapid fire battle cannon. He's bringing Ion Bulwark and Sanctuary, so he's a permanent 4+ invulnerable save, and we have Blessed by the Sacristans. So mortal wounds on wound rolls of 6 in the to shoot in the shooting phase for the Knight Paladin, especially important for the number of heavy stubber attacks that this guy can potentially make, and gives an additional 6 inches of range to all of his weapons. We also have several armatures, and by several, I mean 10. Just 10 armatures, it's fine. So a unit of 2 Armiger Helverins. We do have the Bastard's Helm on one of those, a unit of 3 Armiger Warglaves, followed by a second unit of 3 Armiger Warglaves, and another unit of 2. So 2 Helverins and 8 Warglaves, all of them with Iron Hail Stubbers. Whew, good stuff, chat. That's going to be pretty spicy. But obviously, as we can see here, on the other side of the table, played by Robert Davis, is going to be maximum Carnifexing. So we'll talk about that real quick here. So Robert is playing Highfleet Jormungandr, which is going to give all of his units... all of his units dense cover if they're more than 18 inches away from their opponent. So that will help against those armatures for sure. And on top of that, it has an adaptive trait where which affects blast weapons, but as Robert already declared to his opponent, he's going to be switching that for objective secured on monsters. So all of those Carnifexes are going to be objective secured. However, they only count as 1 model apiece, so they will get outnumbered by armatures relatively quickly. Looks like we are completing deployment pretty quickly here. So I think we'll be ready to go pretty shortly. Yeah, looks like we're rolling to go first.
All right, good luck.
And I think that's Tyranids going first.
Tyranids, turn 1. Yeah. Like you said, literally Pacific Rim.
Good stuff. Well, I don't know there's going to be too much to do for the Tyranids in the first turn.
So I gain 1 CP, right?
So we'll go ahead and talk about the remainder of his list as we go through it. So importantly for Jormungandr, the other benefit of Jormungandr, although I don't know if we've taken advantage of it this game, it doesn't look like we have. There are 12 Carnifexes on the table. Actually, we might have. Just kidding. If we're missing any Carnifexes, I don't think that we are. Is the ability to deep strike Carnifexes for the low cost of 1 CP. You can use the Buried in Wait stratagem to put a Jormungandr unit into deep strike. That can pop up 9 inches away from enemy models. And importantly, because Carnifexes, they have a vehicle squadron style rule. If you can put up to 3 Carnifexes in reserve because they come in units of 3, and once they're deployed on the table, they will split into individual units, but they will still deep strike together as 1 unit. And especially against an army like Imperial Knights, it doesn't have the way to screen very effectively. And there is a non-zero chance, depending on the buffs active, if one of those Carnifexes hits one of those armatures, it has a pretty good chance of knocking it out. That can be very dangerous for the Knights player. So I do wonder if we have a unit of 2 in reserve, because I only see 12 on the table out of the 14. But the remainder of the list is relatively simple. We have Old One-Eye as the Warlord. He's adaptive biology, so a 5+ damage ignore. He's also Lookout Surable, so he can stand next to those Carnifexes and they will protect him from enemy shooting, which is pretty solid. And he hits like an absolute Mack truck. For those who don't know, we can talk about Old One-Eye's profile. But Carnifexes in general tend to be pretty solid nuclear missiles. They're relatively difficult to kill. They're T7 with a 2+ armor save and -1 damage, which is somewhat a similar defensive profile to the Armigers. The Armigers do have a 5+ invulnerable save against ranged attacks, but nothing in melee. And on top of that, they have 14 wounds, whereas the Carnifexes are only coming in at 9. Those Carnifexes do get that +1 save over the Armigers, going down to the 2+ save, and Armigers have access to -1 damage if they're affected by a Bondsman ability, but the Carnifexes have it permanently. Now, interestingly, there are a lot of mechanics right now in Tyranids that we are just going to be ignoring in this game because the Tyranid player is not taking advantage of them whatsoever. So we have no Synapse units in this list. So we have no access to Synaptic Imperatives, and we have no... I hope we hold our back objective here. We're moving very aggressively forward with these guys. I wonder if the intention is that we have that back Carnifex holding it, but I don't know if we will. So no access to synaptic imperatives, and no access to effects like onslaught to allow them to advance and charge. So these Carnifexes are going to be relatively slow from some Carnifexes that we've been seeing normally, but obviously there are a lot more of them than we typically see. So to continue to talk about this list, we have. Oh, we were going to talk about Old One Eye real quick. Let's go over him momentarily. So. Old One Eye comes in with basically a standard Carnifex profile, but he does have 6 base attacks, which is pretty solid, and a 2+ weapon skill, which is also very good. Although no access to rerolls on this guy, unfortunately, but he can give a Carnifex within 9 inches +1 to hit. Importantly, not command phase or anything like that, just +1 to hit. And Old One Eye, I believe, is being played by Robert has very helpfully put a little poker chip on the base of the Carnifex. It is Old One Eye, so he's going to be this dude. Right here. We can see him hiding behind all the Venom Cannon Carnifexes, getting Lookout Sir from them. So Old One Eye has 2 Scything Talons, which will each give him +1 attack at a Strength 6 AP 3 2 damage profile. But the important attack is 6 base attacks with a Strength 10 AP 3 D3 +2 damage Crushing Claw profile. He also gets D3 +1, attacks if he charged or performed a heroic intervention that turn. So the potential for 10 attacks at that D3 +2 damage profile, and an additional 2 attacks at the 2 damage profile. So it certainly has the opportunity to put a hefty chunk of damage on an Imperial Knight. We also have lots of stratagems and Tyranids to buff these guys, although I don't know if any of them have Adrenal Glands to give them D3 extra attacks. We do have Voracious Appetite for full rerolls in melee on any one of them. So to talk about the list real quick, we have 3 units of 2 Carnifexes. 2 units of 2 Carnifexes. No, it's 3 units, yeah. 3 units of 2 Carnifexes almost identically constructed. They have Toxin Sacs, Scything Talons, Chitin Thorns, Bioplasma, and Heavy Venom Cannons. So basically just every available upgrade that we could put on those guys. As well as 3 units of Screamer Killers, 2 of 3, and 1 of 2. So a total of 8 Screamer Killers, 6 Carnifexes, and I guess Old One Eye. So it's 15 total. And it looks to me like we put a unit of 3 Screamer Killers in reserve to deep strike them down, so that will have spent us a CP in the pregame.
Ow!
Next guy. All 3.
Oh.
2.
He's dead. Did not explode. For bloom. All right.
So it doesn't matter if he's touching this?
So yeah, if your model is touching it, so you ignore this entire space.
Okay. There's no charge, no nothing. That's it for me.
Alrighty. Command phase. I gain 2 CP. I'm at 10.
So pretty quick round 1 there from the Tyranids, I think, as was to be expected, given that not too much is going on. We're not going to get to melee this early. I do think we maybe made a little bit of a mistake here, not data intercepting with the Carnifex in the back there. But obviously, we do have to play aggressively with these guys, otherwise they won't get to grips with their opponent.
He is going to bond these 4.
So it looks like we were putting bondsman abilities on the knights on the left-hand side.
And you don't get points for secondaries till turn 2, right?
I thought, no, I can get, is that mission specific?
Nope. End of your turn. So Stranglehold, I would have 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes. 3. I only have 1, so you will get 3. Strangle. If starting with you, we can figure out grind at the end.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
All right, so you 4.
Yeah, really, Stranglehold's the only one that's every turn. The other ones we can
Right.
grind and bring it down at the end. since it's all monsters.
Yep. Alrighty.
Let's go, Robo Legs.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
So pretty helpful, I think, as well to the Imperial Knights is that they can play relatively aggressively against these Carnifexes, given that they have the opportunity to obscure their armigers. They don't take too much damage on them. Although I think, did we lose an armiger? There are 9 on the table.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think we did actually get an armiger with the Venom Cannons. Just kidding.
And
So I think appropriate that we ended up pushing forward
I'll go ahead and spin the CP. I'm at 9.
with those
flanking
Venom Cannon
maneuver,
Carnifexes instead of holding
So we
back.
can zoom 9 inches now.
And I do want to point out Benjamin's. I've actually streamed Benjamin before at Retreat GT, or Warhammer Retreat GT, excuse me, and he has this very clean style of play using
Yeah,
these
all the
proxy
Webways have
bases
OPSEC.
in order to mark the position of his models, which I think is super appropriate. Makes the game so much cleaner, especially when you're playing with these big, unwieldy models like Imperial Knights. Now, I will mention that Ben is 1-0 currently right now going into the event, but in this round, Robert is unfortunately has a draw on his record. He played against a Bloody Rose Adeptus Sororitas list and ended up drawing at a 74-74 tie. It looked like an absolutely wild game. It was a little bit light on multi-meltas, which I'm sure hurt it.
Are these walls blocking?
They're ruins. So how would the rules for ruins work?
Okay.
No, they were.
He did say there was a piece of terrain that he said toward the walls. You mind
We
if
ignore the walls and the little ones.
Okay.
But they're -1 to movement and -1 to something else.
charge?
Charge.
Okay. Don't want to trip a cord. All right, so 11 then.
So then I could have shot you?
No. It's still obscuring.
Okay.
It's just I wasn't sure if I was allowed to go through the
Okay.
terrain. Yeah. How far does that put me? A 9-inch charge? He's going to advance, so that way I can't charge. 1 inch. He's going to do the same. Okay.
Meep.
Yeah.
That's all right. Mine did the same thing.
Yep.
The only one that succeeded was the one I didn't really care about.
Go further still. I don't know what to do with you yet.
So Ben playing relatively cagey here on his first turn of movement. He's not giving up too much to the Carnifexes, which I think is really appropriate. He has the a slight advantage in his firepower, especially with that
Well,
Knight
go ahead and
Paladin
advance as well.
being able to shoot down range pretty effectively.
5.
And he has all of those thermal spears on the Helverins as well as the 2 armigers, versus only a couple Venom Cannons on the other side, and the Screamer Killers aren't very effective at long range. So it looks like he's playing relatively cagey with the Paladin. He's throwing up a couple of the Helverins, or the Warglaves. Whoa, look at me go. The Warglaves, in order to contest those center objectives. I think he's certainly expecting to lose the Warglaves, but he should have enough after a punch and counter punch that in his arithmetic, he's going to be able to eventually win the game out on attrition. We'll see how it goes for him. These Carnifexes are certainly going to hit pretty hard. Although the, as we said before, the bonded armigers are -1 damage. So the 3 damage on the Carnifex's melee weapons going down to 2 means that it does take a little bit to actually remove them.
Here. 5. Just sort of what I wanted. I think that means it's going to go the other way.
So like if you do 6 damage to hit, Omni goes to and now or treat that
There. Nope. Terrain. 11. Go back a little. Ready? And roll advance. Number 4. Okay. And
So the real question here is going to be how many of the Carnifexes end up getting killed in shooting.
okay.
It's going to be a pretty tight race, I think, between these two players. But we did push pretty aggressively forward. I did say Ben was going to play relatively conservatively, but he's put 2 of these armigers on each objective. So forcing his opponent to kill 2 armigers to clear a single objective, which is much more difficult than the alternative.
This guy. Is there any difference between... Okay.
Everybody's toughness 7.
Cool. Start here.
All right, so firing some Helverins.
All right. Number of autocannon shots. 3... 8. All right, but your toughness 7. This one, so 3s and 4s. Yep. It's like 2 AP2.
4 out.
For 3.
So for 2.
Yep.
So only 2 damage from the first Helverin. I think hoping for a little bit more from those guys.
Oh, his stubbers.
That extra point of AP on the armigers is on the Helverin, or the Helverin autocannons.
This guy
is surprisingly effective
there.
compared to how you would expect
On everything.
Helverins to convert. A lot of times, you see them in the past, and they would kind of bounce off of strong armor saves, but that extra point of AP is such a big deal.
And so 4s and 4s. Hits. That's that's not a lot. 1 AP2.
4 out.
Nice. Alrighty. And then his stubber hits. Nothing. Alright. He's done. Big guy. We'll see. All right. Go ahead, shoot this one. -1. Melta. Both hits. So up to 7. So normally 3s, but I have -1 to wound.
-1 to.
Victor Von Champ, what's the best dice roll I've ever seen? Wow. That's a tough question.
Tell you the wrong thing.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to be honest. Best dice roll I've ever seen. I saw, I think the
Subtract from
one,
the damage characteristic.
Oh, not to wound. Okay.
the one that I can remember off the top of my head, it wasn't the best dice roll, it was the worst
CP
dice roll.
that
But I guess
one.
for one player,
Well-
a bad dice roll is a good dice roll. It was an Inceptor
I'll CP
squad
one of them.
overcharging plasma.
I'm in light cover for a range attack, so it's -1 to hit.
with,
Right, yeah, yeah.
So -1 to hit, and then 1 off the damage.
There we go. Wound. You have an
with reroll ones to hit, and I think 5 of them died, if I remember correctly. I think it was
What
a
was
unit
the
of
AP?
6, and the majority of
6
them
up.
died. And we calculated the probability of that happening. I think in the it was a super high number. It was like in the billions, I think.
2 hits. 1 save, AP1.
Because you had to reroll.
Yeah.
You had to reroll like 5 ones into 5 more
He
ones
can't
or
see
something like that. It was
anybody.
pretty wild. Or I think it started with more than 5 ones, and then you just had to reroll and still get 5, and it was insane.
I was paying attention. I didn't see that objective. Oh well. Oh well. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's go to these guys. He's gonna shoot.
Yeah, so firing these Melta thermal spears off of the Helverin, or off the Warglaives, excuse me, which is really going to be where a lot
the
of the
one
big
up
damage
front
comes out in
into-
this army. They're less worried about
one
the
over here.
-1 damage effect because they're low volume, high impact
Yeah.
weapons, and they being toughness 8, they wound on 3s rather than
Do any of
4s,
these also
and
have
punch through
-1
most
too?
of the armor save.
Have what?
He's -1 to shoot, right?
The whole army is.
Oh, the whole army is. I'm sorry. I thought it was because
Nope,
of terrain.
everybody.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to shoot that guy then. Melta. So 4s and 3s.
So I have Spore Assist, which gives my whole army light cover.
All right. Stubber. Okay, AP1.
3 up.
Yep. All right. This guy's saying, wow. No. Where's my measure? Yeah, it has to be the same. Melta. So 3s. Sorry, 4s. AP4.
So just to be clear, your Armageddon benefit only affects you if you're 18 inches away, right? So the attacker.
Right.
So if you're within 18, they're not -1 to be hit. They only
No,
get
for Spore Assist, it has light cover.
Right, so light cover is supposed to be your armor save. And,
Okay.
And the Jormungandr sub-faction gives you dense cover.
Okay.
So if you're 18 inches away, you get both, but if you're within 18 inches, you only get the armor save.
Okay.
Ah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're always +1 save against ranged attacks, and they're always -1 damage. And if you're outside 18, they're
You get
also
another
-1
plus.
damage.
Oh, gotcha.
So AP4 on that guy?
Yep. 1.
Yeah.
6 up. Nope.
Will cause 8 -1 for 7.
Oof. Oof.
Stubber. 6. 1 AP1. Does 1 damage.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so we're just
let's see
clarifying,
who's
chat.
in
The
18.
the Jormungandr applies -1 to be hit, but only outside 18
so that
inches because
guy
the Carnifexes are monsters.
Shoots with him.
Where in the Spore Assists, it's a little confusing because they used to apply -1 to be
Alright,
hit,
Melta.
but now they give light cover. So if they're outside 18 inches, the Carnifexes would be
bond
benefiting
is
from
roll
both
ones.
both types of cover. But if you're
2
inside 18 inches, they
84.
only get the armor save bonus. They don't get the -1 to be hit.
Double check. Am I in 6 or 15?
Yeah, we're in Jormungandr High
So
Fleet chat
plus
for sure.
2
Victor von
so
Champ,
that's
8th edition,
9.
Wrath the Mars had no cap, a unit of 10 infiltrators.
plus 1 each. So 11 damage.
Got 18 sixes and killed a Bane Blade. Ooh, brutal.
Doesn't explode.
Hey, so our first Carnifex goes down. We're finally down
He's
with
not
one of them.
in
And I
the
appreciate
half range,
also,
but he's within
Ben just
18.
has just the cleanest play.
this
Putting
guy.
down markers on all of his units that are shooting, which makes it much clearer for us as well. So we can
Please,
see
we roll
a couple of
ones.
the Helverins have fired, but we haven't fired that big Paladin yet, and that's where a lot of that damage is going to be coming from.
1 AP4. Hey, nice. Stubber. Reroll 1. All right, AP1. Da, 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 da. I don't think he has any with an 18, so that's fine. Let's shoot this guy.
I hope the microphones, you can hear the players'
Melt,
mics chat. It sounds like the Knights player's mic is very low. I'm not sure
fours.
why.
AP
Trying to fix it.
6.
not in half. So 3 damage.
Down to 2.
And then it's stubber. 2 hits. That is a reroll 1. AP1.
What's up?
All right.
Punk Rat with the follow. Thanks, buddy. Thanks everyone
Big
for
guy,
hanging out with us today.
He will try to kill that thing off.
The one on the
Yeah,
objective.
yeah. See if I can strip in from it. Number of shots, 6. -1 to hit. 3s. 2 AP2.
5.
Nice. They're flat 3,
So 2 damage.
correct.
Down to 5.
6 stubbers. 5. Oh, okay. 3 AP1.
3s.
Nice. And then the autocannon. Nope. No. Alrighty. Now, charges. So this whole side advanced, and he advanced. Alright, so I can't charge nothing. That is the end of my turn. So I will get. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 to your 2. So I'll have strangle.
So it looks like 2 Carnifexes down at the end of the turn.
I have more
For
objectives than I
Tyrion
started
player.
with, so I'll gain a point of honor, which means I get 2 for that one. You killed one of mine. I killed.
One of mine.
All right, so I block you on grind, and on to you, sir.
All right.
Alright, so turn 2. Deep strike.
I've got you for 4 points on the primary.
Yep.
Yeah, so we are contested many of the center objectives with the
Oh,
armatures. So 4 points on primary for the Knights.
kicked by accident?
And this is the turn. This will make and break it, I think. We're just going to slam our two armies into each other and see what happens here. Pretty excited, to be honest. What do you think, Chan? Should we pull it up? How many Helver or how many armigers die this turn is going to be the question.
Alright. Gain my 1 CP.
It's a worm in here.
So it's crazy because the AC is on. It's just there's so many people.
Right,
That
yeah.
doesn't- It's not even.
Yeah, can't compete with all the body heat.
Yeah. Try being fat. At least you're skinny.
That's true. I do have that. I run hot though.
All right. I gotta pull up, chat. How many armigers die? I guess it should be 5+ in the last one. 4 armigers, we're thinking? I think this one down here's a write-off,
Leave my
right?
guys alone.
We're definitely... This guy's definitely dead. There's no way he survives all of these freaking
Right.
Carnifexes.
Biological
We should
imperatives
also
and all
remember that we have 3 Screamer Killers in reserve as well. And I think there's a phenomenal little pocket for them, like right here, that they can access potentially this armiger back here. We have 4 guys in here that can go either direction. They obviously can't go through the walls, but the Carnifexes should be fast enough they can charge around them.
Also, just as
I'm not entirely sure
this
guy is
anything
gonna
sounds
die.
weird or
He's a
wonky,
bit awkward.
please let me know.
This is my first ever competitive tournament.
Oh.
So anything we do wrong, this guy up here is gonna
He will
come
let
over.
us know.
That's why Trevor came over. He's like, that's not how that works.
Gotcha.
Anything that we do wrong, the eye
So-
in the sky will come tell us.
Thank you. That's good to know. Thanks, I.
You're welcome. You're welcome, players. That's what I'm here for. Don't worry. So I think there's definitely potential for 5. 4 sounds like a safe bet for sure. I think we also have to consider a potential interrupt here, obviously for the Imperial Knights. So we have to keep that in the back of our heads as well. Although with the -1 damage, they actually drop the armigers, the Warclave's melee attacks, so only 2 damage, unless they swing the 1 damage sweep profile. Yeah, here we come.
He's gonna go there.
This fight's gonna be sick, chat. I'm so excited.
You're fine. I don't really know where I'm going yet.
No worries. Out of your way.
Spanix played into Chaos Knights last Wednesday. Screamer Killer
He's gonna go there.
could drop a War Dog in melee. So if he wants to go hard, he could drop a lot. Yeah, the armigers are a little tougher than War Dogs, actually. You wouldn't think so, but all of the armigers with the orange pips on them are reduced damage by 1 because they're affected by the bondsman abilities. So that would be these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those guys are all basically dreadnoughts.
Shooting phase. We're gonna go heavy cannon into the guy right in front of him.
Gonna rotate.
Yep.
I'm at 7.
Interestingly, declaring the rotate immediately for +1 invulnerable save on, I believe, one of these guys. So it looks like we're not dropping the Screamer Killers this turn, which I think is a fair choice. I don't think you need them necessarily
He's okay.
right now.
Other guy's gonna do the same thing.
Yep. Nice.
Now, I think I would like the opportunity because the Big Knight doesn't get obscured by the terrain because he's so large. I think I would take the opportunity to maybe start pounding Venom Cannons into him because the earlier you can kill that guy, and the Venom Cannon shots will certainly help, the less bondsman abilities are active on subsequent turns, and that means that the armigers themselves become easier to kill in melee.
3s? Oh no!
AP 4.
Yeah, the Imperial Knights.
There was 2 of them.
I learned a lot about them in the last week. The
was
Imperial
thinking
Knights are very tanky compared to Chaos
yeah,
Knights.
3.
Less tricksy than Chaos Knights. They don't have the same
both
mortal
damage.
wound abilities
One damage.
and psychic powers and stuff like that. But their raw defensive profiles and damage output are phenomenal.
Okay.
I think Imperial Knights are a very strong contender codex right now.
Heavy venom cannon here.
Okay. These guys with the markers on them, they are all T8 now.
Okay. Oh,
Oh no! Well, that didn't help.
the next guy, same. Two.
The guns are strength 9.
It's strength. Yeah, strength 9.
Cool.
Heavy venom cannon.
4s. 1 gets in.
Jan Ruckus just brought
I will
6 little
CP.
Chaos Knights. Yeah, the armigers are the way to go for these knight
I'm down
lists.
to 6.
Usually you're only 1 to 2 big Titanic units, and the rest of your army is oftentimes those
Okay.
those big, awesome, or those little feisty war dogs. That objective secured and counts as 5 models is a hell of a drug, and especially with how fast they can be. Especially in
One
Chaos
gets in.
Knights, because you can take them in a demonic household and bump their speed up, and they go
That's right.
15 inches and then take people's objectives away. It's pretty
Chunk-
terrifying.
-1 because they're bonded, so 3.
A little bit slower Imperial Knights, which is why Ben ended up having to advance so many of these armigers into the center.
Nice.
So he didn't get as many thermal cannons shots, I think, as he would like. Looks like we're firing bioplasma now.
Any AP?
4.
Yep, so
4
that's a
ups.
little
1
shout
gets in.
off of the Screamer Killers,
Alrighty,
which is
taking
just hits
4.
for 1 damage. Planking that guy down slowly but surely.
He's gonna shoot him. 3 shots. 2.
1 gets in.
1 damage.
Alrighty.
Oh no, man down.
He's gonna shoot him.
Yep.
I think another good
6 shots.
indication to why Ben assembles his knights in that way. If you bump the models, the base doesn't actually move, so you actually play super cleanly. I always like watching Ben play because of how cleanly he plays his games.
Nope.
1 damage.
Chink, chink, chink. It's taking 2 now.
This guy's gonna shoot at him.
Cool.
1 shot. Misses.
Yeah, the bioplasma.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do them one at a time. Shoot at the one that's on the objective, yep. 1 shot.
It doesn't seem like a ton
you'll
of
have
damage, but it
-1
does stack
go-
up once you shoot enough
going
of
through
it.
that.
Okay. Hits.
Cool.
I got another one.
There you go.
1. 4 AP.
Oh, gets in.
1 damage.
Alrighty.
Next guy's gonna do the same thing. D6. 3 shots. 1. Nothing. Next guy, D6. 6.
Nice. Nope.
Nothing. And that's it for shooting.
All right.
Charging.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Get stuck in.
Him here.
Okay, go ahead.
And he's not gonna fail.
Yeah, no.
Okay, here we go.
He only has 2 ones left?
I count up. He's taken 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna charge both.
Okay.
See if we can pinpoint where Old One Eye ended up. Oh, okay, he's in the center
He's
here,
gonna charge both.
in the middle. Yeah, if we get an Old One Eye into both
Nice.
of these, I have a hard time imagining both of them survive. And Old One Eye is a tough cookie with that 5+ damage ignore, so it's unlikely that even on an interrupt, a knight kills him.
Oh, I should be using the dice box.
It's all right.
And then here comes... This poor Armiger down here is about to get friggin' swarmed.
Are you familiar with the big guy's close combat?
No.
So he has 4 attacks. I can either chop, which is strength 14, AP 4, flat 6 damage.
Okay.
Or I can sweep, which becomes 12 attacks at AP 3, strength 8, flat 3 damage.
12 attacks at 3 damage each.
Yeah.
And what was the first one? How many attacks?
4,
At.
6 damage each.
Okay.
Just 6 damage, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. That guy will cut Carnifex into tiny little giblets, no problem.
But I could just tie him up.
The big guy can walk away from. He's immune to being stuck.
Oh, I see what we're
can walk-
debating here, chat.
Yeah.
I missed.
I can't walk.
I missed
so normally
entirely
the
this
big guy
deep
can walk
strike.
over
This is
models, but
adorable.
He can't walk over vehicles or monsters. So you
So
can
we
like
burrowed
try
into the
point him.
back line of the Knight's deployment zone here, and we have charges
But he's
into
also allowed
their
to shoot into
objective.
combat,
We have to remember that this
without
is
penalty.
difficult terrain, so it will reduce their movement if they elect to charge through there. But If we can get a charge into that, the
I'll
armor
go
draw
ahead
the
and
objective, and we can kill it, that would be.
because his gun has so many
Amazing.
shots. Hopefully,
And we're gonna Overwatch. All right, fair enough.
number of autocannon. Not many. 3. Looking for 6s. Oh, okay, sure.
Hey, that's a good roll.
So 3, 1 AP2.
4 up.
Nice. All right. Oh, not that it matters.
We tried. Good
okay,
effort
go
there, little guy. All right, let's see this charge.
Him with an 11.
Oh, man, and he makes it. That's such a big deal.
11 can get you out to here.
Yep. Make room for the other guy.
So yeah, oh, man, we might get 2 in.
Try to get him.
Yep.
Not like this.
Gets him with an 11.
No way.
And fuck it. Let's try the third guy.
Sure.
2 11s in a row.
7's not going to make it.
Finally,
Yeah.
finally out of 11 plus charges. That's wild. See if we can get these guys on a camera angle here. Oh, they're just off.
Cool.
Terrible.
Hits him with an 11.
Yeah.
Apparently I only roll 11.
Right,
Too bad
right.
it's on charging.
Oh, that's so good, chat.
Charge as well.
Cool.
5 should get it. Maybe close.
Look. Yeah, 5 looks good. Yeah, you're good. Boop.
All right.
Cool. Where would you like to
Okay.
start? Oh,
So I
just double
think
checking. I don't have
The
any-
optimal play is probably you start
Nope, nothing can intervene.
combat with
Okay,
one of
go
these
ahead.
Carnifexes at the top here, especially one of the ones that's wounded,
Cool.
and that looks like that's what we're gonna do.
So they had a ton of attacks.
Yeah, so this is a Screamer Killer. Swinging in to one.
11.
With the TO team over there,
It's not my fault. I swear.
throwing some
I mean,
shade.
most of those charges, he only needed like 5.
Only, yeah, it's only. Not on anything shooting, so. Talons. So 10 attacks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then.
So you can only hit me on 4s.
Okay. Hit you on 4s. So. So 4s. 1.
AP.
4.
Okay, so it just goes through.
3 damage.
Cool. Oh, he's already taken 2, so he's taken 5 now. You can find it. There it is.
Oh, okay, so I misspoke earlier, chat. The
I have
sub-faction,
one more attack with him.
Sure.
the sub-faction ability is Trans Hitman, not Transhuman.
AP.
AP4.
Also 4. You said 1?
Yep, 3 damage.
Oh, another 3. Cool.
Yep. It was just I rolled one, not enough dice.
Gotcha. All right, he's taken 8 then. And
I think the Screamers are
All right, I
only
will
AP3, right,
interrupt.
chat?
Okay.
I am at 3.
Yeah, they're
Making me
only
spend
AP3.
all my CP. I think he's probably going to get hurt if he doesn't do something. So he's going to chop this guy. All right.
No, I have +1 from. What is it? +1 attack. What's the +1 AP? From Thorns? From Chitin Thorns?
Oh, okay.
I have Thorns on everybody, Spore Cyst on everybody, and Toxin Sacks.
All right.
That's right? Okay. I mean, that's what it says.
You charged me, so hitting on 2s. And then your toughness 7?
Yes, everybody's toughness 7.
Okay, so wounding on 3s. All right, 2 AP3.
So 5 ups.
3 damage.
So down to 2.
Missed the chitin thorns on those guys.
Nope, other way.
Whoopsies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But there we go.
That's what he has left. Yep.
Gotcha.
I mean, if you want to put it to 6.
Big AP to get through those dudes. But unfortunately, that Trans Hitman effect's pretty good, actually.
We'll
Especially because Old One Eye's +1 to hit does not
again.
counteract it.
do what his neighbor.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 base, +1 for talons. Weapon skills 3.
4.
Weapon skills 4. Normally 3. 4
Right,
because
yeah.
of your
Yeah.
thingy.
He's T8.
Strength 8, so 4s. So 4.
4.
AP 4.
The ones with tabs have an invuln save.
Okay.
So 4s. 1 gets in for 2 damage.
Okay.
Alrighty. Just going down the line.
No, we're gonna go throw him onto them.
Okay.
4s. 4s.
Oh no. 1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5. He died.
Does he go boom? Do they blow up?
Yeah, because he doesn't have an invuln, so it just goes through. Does he explode? Nope. He's already attacked, so I can't fight again. Alrighty.
All right, yeah. So
The reason I skipped is these guys have different things.
Oh,
So
sure,
the
sure.
ones with the ones with the heavy venom cannons have less attacks.
Right, gotcha. That makes sense.
so knight on the bottom
We'll do
right is dead, but we do have a buddy for him to contest that objective. Although we're
6 attacks, 7 because of talons.
I think we're quickly going to lose presence for the knights on this right-hand side.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we only
that's-
have one
that's-
armager to
That's
contend for 2
forever. That's
objectives.
just my army's trait.
Cool. 2.
Alrighty.
AP 4.
4
3
up.
damage each.
1 gets in. He takes 2. He has taken 6 now.
And then old one eye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So old one eye right in the center here fighting. The question here is how he splits his attacks if he's
All
going
right,
to try
Old
to
One
kill
Eye's gonna
both
attack.
knights.
Because he charged, he has alpha leader.
Probably
Nope, not
worth
that one.
spending a
Berserk
reroll
Rampage, so he
wounds
gets
on this
D3
one.
plus 1 extra attacks. So 4 more attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fours because of your silly rule. He would be hitting on 2s.
Right, yeah. What? Knights are so soft in melee, it seemed like a no-brainer for me.
AP 4. Strength 10.
Yeah, so 3. So 3. Which one is this on?
AP 4. It's this guy.
Okay. So 4s. Oh no!
So they're D3 plus 2 damage each.
I'm gonna re-roll one of those because that's too much. There we go. All right, so 2 get in. And I am down to 2.
So they are. It was this one and this one.
Sure.
So that would be 3, 7.
7 and then minus 2. So 5. And was it the one that was already wounded or the other one?
Yeah, the wounded one.
All right. So he has 1 wound left.
We do have a
And
tail
I'll use my
attack.
scythe. You can use only one weapon or all the weapons when you attack in melee.
You can use whatever weapons you want, but you can only use.
The amount of attacks.
Yes, correct.
All right. So I used 9. So I'm good with that. And then.
Got this nonsense over here.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that nonsense over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the first guy, 10 plus 1 for the talent, for the extra attack. Silly 4s.
Ooh, that was not a good roll. That was terrible. Yikes.
3.
AP 4, 3 damage each.
Yeah, he has no save. So he's taken 9, 10. He's got 2 left.
All right. The other guy that's with him.
Two. So he dies.
Very nice.
He killed 2 now.
Clips the guy in the knight's home
Took out my
objective
hat.
down. I think we can do a consolidate onto that objective to grab
I
it.
still have to look up a stratagem real quick.
Sure.
Maybe considering an
Whoever tells me
overrun,
what it's
actually.
called, the stratagem that lets you attack again. I don't know what it is. I have to read them all. I know you like my commentary in the office.
Stratagem that lets you attack again. Don't know which one he's referring to be fair. But I think it was a little bit of an underswing. I think we gimped ourselves a couple attacks on
I don't know what it is.
Old One Eye.
Go ahead. I'm good.
Okay. My attacks.
Now
I'll
the
just start
swing's
over there and
back.
work across. So the first guy is middle bracketed. Actually, we'll do him first just to see what happens
Yeah,
on
so
choices.
heavy damage on all these
So
armors,
he's
but
not
they're not
bracketed.
dead, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
So it will actually retain
We'll
control of those two
do-
front
do-
objectives for the Imperial Knights, and they're going to be
I'll go
able
ahead
to
and spin
remain
his TP.
live on primary.
These two are going to each have an extra attack. All right. So anyway, this guy, 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1.
Okay.
And then 3s, 3 AP3.
So 5-0.
It'll take 6 minus 2, so 4.
Okay.
And how many wounds do they? So 5.
9 each.
All right. So yeah, the other guy will attack him.
Attacking the same one?
Yeah. 4 middle bracket, so 4s. You charged me 3s. No rerolls. 3s. 1 AP3. Nice. Okay. This guy on. Oh. Yeah, this guy gets 5 attacks. Reroll 1s. It's 5 hits. And then 3s. Reroll 1s. So 5 AP3.
5.
Yep.
AP3, 5, so 4.
So 12 minus 4,
So
8.
wounds. So he's dead. He explodes.
Ooh,
I didn't know they
we got a
explode.
death
That's fun.
throws.
Well, it's called death throws.
Cool.
The closest enemy unit suffers 3 mortal. Within 3 inches suffers a mortal wound.
Okay. He only has 1,
Oh, which one are you attacking?
so he's attacking him.
So that doesn't kill him then. It would have killed him.
Oh, okay.
So you did 8 wounds.
Yeah.
So that's Old One Eye. So he's down to 1.
Cool. The
He
other.
also
do the-
same thing. He'll explode and get angry as well.
Okay. Well, hopefully he
we
won't
have
do
the
that.
5-up damage ignore on Old One Eye, though.
thought you
We'd
were
have to take those.
Gotcha. The other guy, he's pretty.
But I do think
Banged
that
up.
means Old One Eye probably goes down, unfortunately. If he,
So
if we don't get rid of these armigers,
so
although the
5,
armigers
he's
are
hitting on
stuck in melee, but
4s.
they can fire into melee
4's extra attack.
with their weapons being beagles, obviously.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the unwounded one. Reroll 1. And then 3s. Okay. 4 AP3
On the
on the one with the gun.
the one that doesn't have wounds.
Yeah.
4 AP3, 5s, 2.
So 4,
4 down to 2, or 6 down to 4.
6 down to 4.
Okay.
All right, and you killed everything else. Okay. Anything else on yours?
Nope.
Okay. So let's see. You have 1, 2,
I have 3.
3. Yep.
4.
4. There's no one on that objective.
They're not. Oh, your guy was.
Yeah, you blew up my gun. Yeah, so you got strength. 1. I have 2 right now.
Yep.
So you get strangle. Alrighty.
And then the 1, 2 more one. That's at the end, or that's.
So this one, yeah, you have to do an action on your
yeah.
objective.
Yeah, it's like Rod.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, it looks like
Let's
the
see.
final result was only 2.
So I gain 2 CP. Back to
Armatures
3.
that turn for the Tyranids. A little lower than we expected, I think.
And I have 2 objectives for 4.
And we also removed or we didn't quite remove a Carnifex. Old One Eye got took a pounding, but didn't quite go down.
Okay.
So certainly not the trade I think that a Tyranid player was looking for, especially now that
Are your Carnifexes able to heroically intervene?
we basically have
only
the
with-
Paladin online now.
Over here.
Okay.
And he's going to be able to come in and start mixing it up with
They're
those
in
Screamer
combat,
Killers at
they're
the
in
bottom.
combat. Oh, that's right. So
The other thing is that with these ongoing combats, we can now trigger that our
so within 9.
pledge ability to charge into ongoing combats and begin to farm
Yeah, so these 4 are
honor
going to
points
get
there.
bonded.
And hopefully activate our honored ability even quicker.
3, 4. All right. My command phase move.
So getting out our
Well, after this.
bondsman ability, or bondsman targets onto those 4 Warglaves at the bottom of the screen. We do have 1 more armature to fight on this left-hand side, or this right-hand side, excuse me. And I think that right-hand side is going to be the strongest place for the Tyranids. I think that we have enough firepower to deal with probably most of the stuff that's on the Imperial Knight side of the table, but very little is going to deal with all the Carnifexes over there. And that's where a lot of the Tyranid shooting is located as well.
I forgot he has a feel no pain.
9.
7. That sucks.
So we can probably see, I think shooting will probably kill 1 or both of these models. I think we see the Knight come in, the Paladin come in and clear one of these dudes. We can hopefully stick it out over here for another turn with this armature. But nothing is going to take care of these 3 Carnifexes, I don't believe, unless we elect to fire the Paladin over there and hope for the best. Although with the dense cover into light cover into -1 damage, even that Paladin doing mortal wounds on 6s is going to have a little bit of trouble actually clearing that guy.
I could get.
Yeah, I think it's honestly it's that trans hitman effect. The only hitting on 4s was brutal. That impacted so many attacks that the Carnifexes made. And we saw at one point they attacked 6 times and hit 2, I believe.
So the guys that are in
That
combat
was just such a
will
big
move first,
deal,
'cause
and
easy
especially since, like I talked about before, it blanked Old One Eye's
somebody
+1 to hit
explodes.
ability,
the one that only
which
has
is
1
very
wound left.
unfortunate.
He's hitting on
Obviously, those
5s.
armatures are still tuned up,
'cause he's bottom
and
brackets,
especially if we
reroll ones.
kill Old One Eye in the fight phase here, then we have the potential to fight on
Stubber.
death, and he could clear both of those armatures if we don't do
Nope,
that
alright,
correctly.
He's done. Do this guy next. To the one that's wounded.
Yep.
He's middle bracket, so I'm looking for 4s. He is not have a reroll. Right. 8p4.
6 up.
Hey. Stubber. 1 AP1.
AP1. 3.
Alrighty. The guy next to him, same target.
Yep.
I think we're forgetting our light cover from Sporcists.
Melta. He gets reroll 1.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Didn't even touch nobody over there. That fails to wound. Stubber.
They're just too tired, man. Just some sleepy
1
nights.
AP1. Hey, 1 damage. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so in Warzone Nephilim chat, you do not, to my knowledge anyway, unless there's terminology in the GT
All right,
book I'm not
this
aware
guy
of. You do
can
not
only
need to
get
pay
the
the
wounded
CP
one?
to take the Warlord trade on your Warlord. You can just you can't use the generic warlord
Melta.
trait strat to give the warlord trait to
Melta.
anybody but your warlord. But if
184.
your army has other warlord trait strats to give other
Pilot
characters
building.
warlord traits, you could use
Forgot
those
the other 8
instead.
wounds. Blow up. Nope.
Oh, there goes Old One Eye, though, unfortunately. Ooh, that's awkward.
Stubbers do nothing.
That's my warlord.
Oh no! I assumed Old One Eye was.
That is Old
Oh,
One
that
Eye.
is Old One
Yep.
Eye. Oh right, the poker chip.
Ripperoni. Yeah,
That
and
doesn't really do anything to
unfortunately,
my army.
Right, right.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
because
the
he
new rules
died
haven't come
in
into
the
effect
fight
yet.
phase instead, or in the shooting
All
phase,
right,
excuse me, instead of the fight
so
phase, he
this
doesn't have the
guy,
opportunity to fight on death.
He's going to shoot the wounded one.
very
over
sad.
here.
Yep.
Melta. It's Melta. 84
6.
does 4.
We also
down
have
to
an
3.
Indomitable Monstrosity for this
no,
unit. They could
this
spend
guy.
a
So
CP
he's
to
got or 2.
4 plus
And then his
in
stubbers.
vulnerable state, or to excuse me, 4 plus
There
transcending
you go.
themselves.
Even those on
Just,
the wound.
yeah, just on the stubber.
We
AP1.
potentially could have used to
3 up.
keep Old One Eye alive
Alrighty.
in those last 2 turns.
He's done.
Because I don't believe that we're using
That other guy's
many
done.
command points here for the Tyranids.
Him. He's going to shoot this guy. Oh, actually. He's going to put his stubber and one of the autocannons into him, and then the other one over here. So we'll do the wounded guy first. Stubbers.
So we do have apertures in the walls here, chat, of the buildings. Just it's not quite clear on the camera, but we can see through these walls. There's
Autocannon
little
shot.
windows and doorways and things.
3,
But the
4.
template itself is obscuring, obviously, so if you're entirely behind it, it will be blocked.
4s.
Not in this case, though. So trying to finish off our 1 wound
152.
Carnifex here.
4.
Well done. All right. The other guy, number of shots. 3, 4, 5. 3s and 4s. Two AP2.
4s. Just for the record,
Yeah.
I bought these dice here.
No,
at Webway
you're,
Games.
you're totally good, man. You're,
I'm just saying it into the microphone, so anybody that has concerns about my dice, you can buy them at Webway Games.
that's
Yeah,
a good
bit of a
idea.
shout out for Webway Games, our host today,
He
too.
will shoot this guy. Melta.
Very nice. Super cool
2
event
AP4.
space over here in
6s.
Massachusetts.
So that's 10. After the -1.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Does he blow up? He does not.
wow. So just
He's done now.
Helver
Done.
and Warglaive, excuse me, rips 1 Carnifex off the
That
table on
leaves
that
big
right-hand
guy.
side. Still has to fight 2 more Carnifexes, though.
He's tired.
Be a little tough, I think.
Old legs.
But that's all of the armatures fired, so we just have the
So all the
Paladin
small
to
guns are
go.
going to go in the one with 2 wounds.
Okay.
And then his battle cannon will go into this gun.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew,
The guy
pew.
next to the wounded one?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll
So
do the wounded guy
interestingly,
first. Number of
We're electing
the
to leave
autocannon.
the Screamer Killers in the bottom here
looking for
relatively
3s
unmolested.
and
We have
4s.
1 Screamer Killer that's not being attacked at all. I imagine one of these guys will get cut into tiny, 1,000 tiny pieces in melee.
6 stubbers.
But that leaves 1 Screamer Killer that could potentially, I mean, they do move 11 inches with adrenal
Fives.
glands, could potentially start to molest
2
the
AP1.
armatures on this objective,
Threes.
or go into the Large Knight if it wants to as well.
The one gets in.
those
He's got
rerolls.
1 wound.
He's a survivor.
And then the battle cannon. Fire 5. 3s and 3s. 3 AP2.
4s.
Does 3 damage for 2 damage.
He blows up. Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
So spreading the damage between Carnifexes a little bit there.
That is my shooting.
Not quite killing any of them. And those Carnifexes, unlike the Knights, are only 9 wounds and in fact do not
then,
bracket. So a Carnifex at
charges.
1 hit point is
He will charge
exactly
there.
as effective as a Carnifex at 9.
For 7.
I think you make it.
Gonna swing around.
So charging back into the Carnifex on that objective. We still have 1 hiding behind the wall
He's
here.
trying to get to the objective.
Wants it, but oh well.
Forget
You
that
have it
guy.
anyway.
So he's gonna charge him too.
And this is an ongoing combat, so they will trigger our honored ability.
Fit. Can fit.
Oh, that's a tight fit. Suck it in there, buddy. He makes it though. Very
charging
nice. Look at
this
that.
guy.
Gorgeous.
How many? He's not wounded.
This one is not. This guy has 1 wound left. This guy is not wounded. Not wounded. He's taken 2.
There's
He's
nobody
taken,
else to charge though,
he's
right?
taken-
He's the
yeah,
last
yeah.
one. I'll Overwatch.
Okay.
Overwatch. Very nice.
So it's 3. So 1.
Hey, got a hit. That's exciting.
Ugh.
no.
Can I CP that?
It's a yeah.
I will CP that. Come on, baby. Goes through.
Okay, 5 up. Nope.
Hey.
3 damage or 4 damage.
4 damage for the HVC.
Great. Alrighty.
Hits
he will
that, yeah, the
charge.
knight down in the bottom right-hand
Barely
corner.
makes it.
Plinks him, so that'll make things much easier for
All
those
right.
2 remaining
You
Carnifexes
have all
to
the
clear him
CP,
out.
so I'm anticipating a interrupt.
This gentle fellow down here. Means we only need to convert 3 attacks from that
only do 1 damage each
Carnifex,
with the guns.
which is pretty
Okay,
good
so
odds.
I'm not terribly afraid of him. Although I didn't charge any other guys without guns. All right, so he'll try to kill him. All right, Choppy. He's not buffed, so 2s and 3.
So they all have the same damage. Old One Eyes was the only thing that was like different.
Oh, okay.
So everything that's left right now, because you killed Old One Eye,
Yeah.
their talons do the same. They all have the same talons.
Yeah.
It's their guns are different. They just have less attacks.
I see.
So like those guys have 6 attacks. These guys have 11 attacks.
Gotcha,
Well,
gotcha.
sorry, 7 attacks and then 11 attacks.
Okay. 2s and 3s.
2s and 3s.
The +1 to hit on the charge really coming into play. Jeez.
So 3 AP3.
That's a ton.
2.
Each one will do 3. He'll die.
So he blows up.
Oh no! D3 mortals?
No, it's just 1 mortal
Oh,
wound.
it's more one
mortal
more
wounded?
Taking 5.
Because it doesn't really blow up. It's just
Chomps.
yeah.
Couldn't quite tell. Oh, I guess it was, yeah.
There you go, sir.
So we do clear out
Yeah, it's
2
called death
Carnifexes
throws.
down there. Ooh, that Armiger killed 2 of them by itself. That's a that is an
Like every horror movie when the
overperformance.
guy's killed and he's like,
Throwing his
Yeah.
fangs in his
He did
acid everywhere.
clip him for
Hoping it hits
5 though,
anything.
so hopefully that last Carnifex is
All
going to
right,
be able
I
to
wish to interrupt.
clean that night up.
yeah. You're gonna kill things.
He only has 1
Oh, and the Paladin didn't charge.
How many does that guy have?
Oh man!
This guy
All right.
has 4.
So all
This
3
guy
Screamer
has
Killers
10.
in the back are still
2.
alive.
Left.
They're still going.
4
And I don't
10.
believe that the Paladin has objective secured, so they'll be able to take that objective from him
He does
again.
less attacks. Yeah, we'll go there. It's 2 to interrupt.
And we are going to spend to interrupt.
All right.
I think very appropriate
1, 2,
here.
3, 4,
Don't get the
5,
charge
6,
bonus
7.
anymore.
Hitting on 4s because of your lovely rule. Strength 9. 2.
All right. He has a 4 up. He does.
Oh, jeez.
Does he
They don't explode.
explode?
Oh, they do explode.
He does
He
explode.
does explode. Does that hurt you too?
That will hurt me too. So your guy will take D3.
So this is
one.
this gentleman down here.
This
looks like.
guy,
Oh, excuse me, this guy in the middle.
2. And the other guy will take 1.
You can turn mine.
So 2 explosion equivalents in a row. That is a stream classic with the many explosions happening.
Okay, that's worth it.
Yeah, that's a pretty big swing right there. Clips one of those guys right out.
Good night, sweet prince.
So you've killed 3 now. All right. My other charge. Go to that guy.
Yep. Him.
Yeah, him.
The robot that's hitting the bug.
Yeah, reroll 1. 3. Reroll 1.
Oh, all those 6s.
3
If only they did something.
5s.
2. So that'll kill him.
Blow up. Nope. He does not. Wishful thinking. Stop getting rid of my venom cannons.
That was a little unfortunate there because I think that explosion put that Carnifex in range to get one shot. Although to be fair, there was another Armiger ready to attack it. Although that attack was ongoing.
Hey. All right, those are all my charges. So you get first selection over there.
Yeah, so
Okay, the
first
wounded one's gonna
ongoing.
attack.
Yep.
Yeah, we get to swing with the Carnifex over here on the left-hand side.
7, 8, 9, 10. I'll attack your wounded one.
Yeah, yeah. He's also softer. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, and that guy's not minus 1 damage anymore. I think we picked up a 3 there.
5. Strength 8. Hitting on toughness.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Okay,
only 7.
So 5.
And you said AP4?
AP4, 3 damage each.
Does he explode? He does not. I'm going to spend a CP. I'm at 2 to allow him to attack since he hasn't attacked this phase.
Okay.
He will attack.
The damaged one.
No, the undamaged one.
He's not touching it though.
You attacked this guy.
That's a hurt one?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the guy with the dice on him. Oh, they both have
Yeah.
dice. I couldn't even see it. Yep. You're right.
All right, so he's bottom bracket, so 5s, no charges. All right. 3, 2,
5s. 1.
so he takes 2.
The undamaged one?
Yes, correct.
I'm not sure what gets these
I
Carnifexes strength 8
consolidate?
chat.
Yes, you can.
3 inches towards you?
Yep. And then my other guy will attack.
That one.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds great.
And he is blessed, so I'm looking for 3s, reroll 1. I rolled too many dice, so I'll just redo that. Sorry. Reroll 1. Oh, yeah, 3's good. 3s again. Reroll 1s. All right, 3 AP.
Yeah.
1.
So
ass.
he'll take 2 after the -1. And then his attacks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Three.
Nice.
What'd I do wrong now?
Sorry. what gets the Carnifexes strength 8? The strength 7, right?
Yeah, strength 7. Well, the scream is strength 8.
For a melee.
No, I get plus. It's 9 for the cannon, 6 for the plasma,
Right, a melee.
nothing for strength 8.
Yeah.
I didn't say 8 for strength on the attack.
That guy is. I mean, the 6s and the 5s are good, but
Yeah.
that guy is toughness 8. Is what he was trying to clarify, I think.
Yeah. So they wound armors on 5s.
If they're strength 8, they wound him on 4s.
Right, but they're strength 7.
What did I say?
Oh, I see. Well,
What did I do?
those are okay.
Okay. Like, what did I do? Go ahead.
All right, 3 4-ups. Made all
All
of them.
set.
Okay, that is the end of fights. How many guys did I kill this turn?
1, 2.
If it was 3 or more, I blocked
3.
you. Okay, so I blocked on grind. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objectives for strangle. Okay, so I charged a unit that was engaged with me. That gives me an honor point. I also have more objectives than I started the round with, so that's another honor. So I go to 4.
I only killed 2 of your units, right?
You killed 3.
Oh, so he tied.
Right, but that means I blocked you.
That means what?
That blocks you on grinded.
Oh, yeah.
So I get another 2 on honor. All right, and it is for you, good sir.
All right, so my 1 CP,
You
I have,
1 objective,
yeah,
which I think,
because you sat on everything else.
which unfortunately is no points on this mission.
Okay.
Hey, don't jump.
All right. Just the 1 objective.
All right. So we're back in
Alright.
to Tyranids, round 3. No, blanked on primaries.
So there. So you can see around the corner.
And I think we just need to clip as many of these armatures as
can already
possible.
see
We do have, I can't quite get the wounds count here, but it looks like, I think we're in a pretty good spot to kill most of the armatures this turn. It's important to remember, we also have these 3 Screamer Killers in the back here. Now, obviously, they don't, I think one of the reasons that Benjamin wasn't that worried about dealing with them is that they don't match up well against the Paladin. Only hitting on 4s and winning on 5s is a really awkward place to be.
That guy's gonna go here.
Cool.
This guy's gonna move here.
I do almost wonder if it's worth just diving, although we do have interrupt CP available.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, he's. You know, if you can't kill him in one go, he's very hard to deal with, particularly in melee.
This is go there.
So it looks like we're just going to try to ignore the Paladin and move elsewhere. Those charges are going to be a little tough, though. And if you give the Paladin multiple turns to just attack you for free, it's basically like charging and losing the fight anyway, except you don't get any chance to deal damage to him.
I think that's.
I would like to see this Carnifex in the back here pull back a little bit. And maybe just chill behind this wall so he doesn't get picked off by a battle cannon.
I'm gonna advance that one.
Okay.
So he's not gonna be able to.
But I would say at the very least, I think we have to deal with this armature. Telestrator's not quite working. There we go. This armature. And these 2 down here.
Shooting phase.
If we leave the knights with only these 3, they're kind of contained, and you can just sort of play a waiting game on your back couple of objectives, and then hope to contest this one for long enough to grind that out to a win.
Will rotate. I'm at 1.
But if we don't kill those armatures, I think we're going to lose those fringe objectives a little bit too quickly for the Carnifexes to be able to get back in.
I will CP. The one.
There you go.
2.
4 up. He's alright.
He'll shoot his one.
Alright. Uh-oh.
3. 2.
Come on, shields! 1 gets in for, you said 4?
Yep.
He's taken 9. A chunk.
So what you got left?
3.
3. He's gonna use his there. 4 is the hit still. Not shooting. No, his BS is 4 anyway. So you can't CP the to hit if I CP the other power.
Hey. Pushing those wounds through. Oh, there's another converted Venom Cannon on that guy, and I think that just kills him?
That's alright.
Because that will be 3, yeah. No explosion.
Does he explode?
Well, that makes things easier.
He does not. Well, I'm currently
He
at,
just goes, "Meh."
currently at 0. Stole the objective.
He will use his D6 at that guy that's
Yep.
in the house. So 4. Threes. 4s.
So
Six is out of it.
now,
I won
now
6,
we
so
are
that-
out of interrupt
that doesn't
CP
matter.
for Ben. And I have to
3.
imagine
Okay.
at that
Right,
low a
so it's
CP
strength
count,
8.
man, I wish we'd see these
These
Screamer Killers just push up into that big
AP.
knight and
4, 1 damage.
burn
each.
CP to try to do as much damage as possible.
2 get in.
3 Carnifexes has a pretty good chance of doing
Unwounded,
it,
so he's taken
although
2.
the Trans-Hit Man into a 4+ invulnerable save does suck to fight against, for sure.
Consistent. both get in. Another
damage
2.
each.
Taking 4.
He's gonna shoot him.
In combat.
Oh, he's in combat. I can't. Doesn't matter. He'll shoot. I don't think I can see him.
I think you. Yeah, you should be able to see this guy.
Okay. So he'll shoot him then.
Yeah.
One. Nope.
Wasn't the 6 an auto wound?
Oh yeah. Well, it's auto hit. 6 is auto hit. Oh, automatically wound.
Yeah. So 4 up. It's okay.
Can I shoot through this?
-1.
Okay, so he's gonna shoot through that. 5 shots.
And he advanced anyway, so yeah, -1 is
Yeah.
-1 is minus. Ah.
2.
Well, that was the hit. There. 4s. 1 gets in. He is taking 3 now. Alrighty.
Charging.
Yeah, join that fight.
Yeah, the first guy's gonna charge. He gets in with a 5. The next guy's gonna charge. He'll get in with an 8.
You're allowed to advance and charge.
Oh no, he can't. So this guy can now.
Oh, okay.
So he'll get on the 5.
Yep.
That guy can't because he advanced. I'm gonna see if they make it.
Alrighty. Which one do you want to start
We'll
first?
do the one closest to you. Come on, 11s. I don't know what I need, but
That doesn't look like it. You needed a 9.
and that guy.
This guy he needs an 11.
Come on, 11s, like we used to. Oh, there's a 5.
Ah!
10. I will.
Missed by 1.
Is that worth a CP?
Sure, I have plenty.
You have a lot.
You know what? Let's try it. Both or one.
He hits both, unfortunately. Ah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, excuse me. Sorry,
All
chat.
right.
Definitely should have CP'd that first
the
charge, I
combat.
think.
Okay, you charged.
Okay. So lots of them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 base, 1 for the town.
Oh. Or score sheet disappeared.
Stupid 4s.
I'm back, score sheet. What happened?
All my 3s, it should be working. That one wasn't working.
Weird. That's strange. Sorry, chap.
He's T8, so you'll need. He's your strength 7.
Yep.
All right,
So
so
5s.
4 up. Oh. All right.
So AP 4, 3 damage.
Takes 2. He has taken 4 now. He will now go. That guy has 2 wounds.
Yep. 2 left.
Oh,
I'll
didn't
put 2
kill
into
that
him
armature.
and 2 into the other.
Okay.
The more
And
wounded one.
so that one remaining
I am
armature might clear that objective again for
bracketed.
man
You charged me, so
on the
2
top
is
left-hand
reroll.
side. Absolutely brutal. I
Nope.
think we need to
so
get
on the
these
wounded one,
Carnifexes
1
into melee right
AP3.
here. We're paying a
Hello.
premium
Oh,
on
no, no, that
having
way.
both a ranged and
Gotcha.
offensive
Oh, that
melee
one is 2.
profile.
Jeez, the little one's
And
back.
these Carnifexes are just chilling on this objective and not moving forward. And I think that's really costing
It would be 3 down to 2.
Roberts so much
blow up?
efficiency because there's no reason that Helverinch
What
should
if
still
he's
be
the big
alive.
ones
That
from
guy
now
should
on?
be dead
The
ages
little ones just
ago.
go everywhere.
No.
It doesn't blow up.
All right, and then the other 2 attacks. You roll 1s. 2 hits. 2s miss. 1 AP3 on the other.
5.
Nice. Whew. Alrighty. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. You have 1, 2.
And you have 5 and 5, so you still have
Yeah,
them.
so you'll
technically.
block you on strangle.
I know, you're going to kill me on Strangle.
So on my turn, I should have. Right,
Yeah,
so
I think
1,
an
2,
unfortunate
3,
turn
4.
for
Yeah, so I'll get 12.
Tyranids there, and I think that starts to push. I think Tyranid's playing a little bit too passively.
Command phase.
There's too many Carnifexes just standing here and not actually going for the kills. Need to get him in melee. Get that +1 AP going.
So you're
And here comes the
9.
Paladin stomping up.
You are not.
Start to
And
punching
killed
people
the
to
other
death.
guy. That was a 9. So. only do it to 2.
I really like this combination of
Alright, so
self-action traits
only
on
these
the
2 are
knights,
getting
though.
buffed this turn.
It definitely makes the Armigers legitimately tanky. So we have the +1 toughness from Gatekeeper on the from the Paladin,
5.
excuse me.
I don't think I can.
You also have the -1 damage from the Bondsman ability on
Okay.
any of the Armigers that
one of those,
the
yeah,
Paladin targets.
Probably.
Going a
And
lot.
then they're also +1 to hit, potentially
Fighting
re-rolling.
No. All right.
there's
Once they
nobody
get
in
into melee,
Okay.
and once you swing back, they're only hitting on 4s.
But he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
They gave up on him.
Alrighty. So he doesn't need to move.
This is probably the tankiest I've seen Imperial
Ooh,
Knights
he's getting
in a
surrounded.
really long
He's gonna
time.
get chewed up probably.
A lot of times you see these Armiger lists and they push forward and their resilience just isn't quite there. T7, 12 wound profile is not great, but the stacking of all of these defensive benefits is really seeing them through. And while you don't often see them, they do okay damage in melee, but Armiger
So he's still on the
Warclaves
objective.
aren't exactly
Gonna
the,
try to shoot that guy.
most exciting melee
then-
combatants. In this game, I think we're showing it that +1 to hit
Still
really
combat.
changes things quite a bit.
It's funny because you have no idea. You know I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm like, I'm like, go.
Two things.
I just see Carnifexes and I occasionally walk by them like there's like slightly less Carnifexes, but
Right,
there's slightly
right.
less other things.
Right.
Alright. So ahead of my movement, I'm gonna heal him.
That's why I'm fun to play against, because I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not chasing no meta. I'm not trying to like powerhouse. I'm just like, hey, let's run some bugs.
All right. So I will spend 1 on my CP. Oops, sorry.
Oh my god.
So that he can auto advance 9.
Yep. Oh, you're coming this way. Yeah, that makes sense. Instead of leaving him out in the open.
Stealing the objective back there.
You want him on then?
Yes. Oh, thank you.
As long as you don't mind, I will.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Sneaky
Yeah, you just gotta
Armiger.
lean up
I'm
there.
like,
Secret mission
Yeah.
around the back.
They're hard to hurt.
So it takes the Carnifex home
Oh,
objective.
don't say that.
Downside is
no
that
challenges,
the...
please.
I mean, they're hard to hurt unintentionally.
Oh, look at this guy go for a
And
ride.
intentionally, you can do a lot of damage.
Look at this little guy.
Careful, your mic is gonna take one of you guys off the table. Nope.
Oh, wow. Good eye. Thank you.
I like that they're just talking about
Yeah.
they're talking about how difficult they are to break their models as he
Alrighty.
pushes
This guy
Helfer in onto the ground.
doesn't really need to do too
A
much.
little awkward.
I guess we'll just slide back.
Yeah, this Carnifex back here also not really doing anything. So we've had 3 Carnifexes that have been
Alright,
standing
that's
here and
my
not,
move.
not
I'm gonna
contributing
shoot.
to the fight at all,
Start with the combat.
which is a little sad.
He's not bracketed. So
That's like 50% of the remaining Carnifexes on the board.
3s, 1 AP4.
5 up.
Ready? And then his stubber. 1 AP1.
3 up. 1 damage.
Yeah, 1 damage. Go to him. To this guy. Autocannon shots. 2.
So trying to clear out this last Carnifex on the left-hand side.
Alright, so he needs 3s and 4s.
Ooh.
AP2.
4s. 1.
For
Pretty sure those Arbiters only would have 4s, right? Am I? Oh no, he's Master's Helm. Sorry.
Slide that over.
yeah.
Yeah, he's +1 to wound. Just kidding, chat. I know what I'm doing. I remembered. That upgrade's pretty good.
Him.
It's a pretty good relic. +1 to wound on guns is solid.
Weird.
Super solid.
He's not an 18.
Yeah, so we have a grand total of 8 wounds remaining on those 2 Carnifexes on that objective. It should be relatively easy for the Paladin and this Armiger or this Helverin to pick those
Go
both
to this guy.
up. Yeah, and it looks like that's what we're angling for.
He's okay. All right, so all of the small guns here, and then his big gun here. Autocannon.
No, firing into the back Carnifex, interestingly. I guess we're trying to limit the
two
amount
AP1.
that
Threes.
this Carnifex can just come in
When
and,
it's in,
and
it
just try
does
to
one,
peel that
two
armature
down
off.
to
It is
one.
fully buffed, so plus one toughness,
that's on
plus
him, so it
minus
should
one
kill him.
damage. But still, it's
Nah, I don't care about that.
Oh no! Does that do anything to your guys?
It says closest enemy unit within 3 inches suffers a mortal wound.
Yeah, so just nothing
That guy
happens.
moved away,
Yeah,
so.
all good.
yeah, and there goes the little
All
gun
right,
scoring
and
that
then
guy.
his big gun.
But yeah, we'll see if that battle cannon can kill a full wound Carnifex. It seems unlikely. Maybe we roll a bunch of sixes, do some mortal wounds.
Okay.
Could be. We'll call her Deb. 2022. She can be whatever she wants.
Right, yeah. No labels.
Plus one wound is the best roll? Absolutely. For sure, chat.
We're looking at 4 AP2.
Veterans of the Long War are my favorite stratagem in the whole game.
2.
They do 3 damage each, so he'll take 4 to get all together. This is on this.
Yeah, just 4 damage on that back Carnifex. Really spreading our damage out here. I think both players basically might
the
be
guy
that
back
we don't
there,
really
he
have that much of an
advanced.
option. But really
shoot
sharing
here.
the love around quite a bit.
Melta has -1.
Share the load, as it were.
AP4.
6.
He will take. No, I have to CP that.
Not a good roll.
For 5 down to 4. Ah, he's got 1 left. Oh well. Oh well. All right, big guy went as well. That leaves just him.
Tried to one-shot that
Melta,
Carnifex. A little tough, though.
I'm over 18, so -1. 1 hit. And the wound, AP4 here.
6.
You're very good at those. Stubber over there. We roll 2 hits. 5s. No. Alrighty. So that is all my shooting. Time to charge stuff. He can't charge. He's in combat. I don't have any target. Oh, I'm not charging anything. All right.
Which is that?
Yeah. That's already in combat. You get to go first.
So I believe that actually
How many wounds do you have left?
drops us
taken
an
4 so-
honor point, right?
All the 4s.
Because we have units eligible to charge and we did not declare any of them.
Come on, baby. 2.
So those just go through. He takes 6. He has taken 10.
He didn't die.
Did not die.
You told him not to.
All I wanted. All right.
All I asked for.
That's all I
All I
had.
asked for is don't die.
Don't die, buddy. All right. His chops. He is now bottom bracket. No one charged. So 5s. 2 hits. And 3s. 1 AP3.
5. Nope.
3 down to 2.
3 down to 2, 4 left.
All right. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the end of my turn. I started with 4, so I gain another honor point. I'm now 5.
Oh, it only
Now
it depends
I'm
on whether
virtued.
or not this.
So I get to
This
reroll
knight
advance and
is in
charge.
range
He's
here.
obsec now.
If he was,
and I
if he
can
was eligible to
bond
charge
3
in ongoing
times.
combat, he has to.
That happens on
Otherwise, he
your
loses
next
the honor
turn,
point.
All those things, all those wonderful things.
Yes. Well, I think that starts because it's at the end of the round, or the battle round. Let me double check that though.
Well, it doesn't matter because the next round anyway, because I would go first.
Well, it's whether or not during your turn if he's OBSEC or not. That's the only thing that'll matter.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll check on it. So strangle, I'll get 3. I'm now virtuous, so I get 2 for honor. And it is your turn 4.
Alright, so +1 CP. Alright.
So top of 4, going into the end of the game here, and we have blanked out Tyranids on primary again.
Doing that right.
With that sneaky extra advance play. Let's get the knight around the corner there. Starting to run low on Carnifexes and these 3 deep striking Screamer Killers, not really contributing too much to the
Can
fight.
you move where you are in combat? Like I'm there. Can I just move him to the other side?
And once we're based, we're based.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, no moving there.
Yeah, the gaining or losing of honor happens to be the battle round.
Okay.
So he's obsec and all that.
He's gonna move there.
We do have the oblong bases on
There's a
these
guy, buddy.
Carnifexes.
Movement.
It is sort of an option
gonna
because
go-
Carnifexes, I believe, are supplied
Is
with
he gonna go
both round or oblong bases, depending on where you get them. But in this case, it does make them a little bit more effective because they have
he's gonna go there.
the ability to engage from slightly farther off of an objective and still fight you. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna dogpile on this this Helverin in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you're fine.
Finally, get rid of that dude.
He's gonna go here.
Definitely needed those 2 Carnifexes to go try to kill it earlier, but we didn't see that happen. 1 Carnifex going into the middle there. I think hoping to get a big charge into the
All right. Psychic
armature
phase.
right
poof.
here. This guy's still not doing anything, though.
Interesting.
Still have a Carnifex just totally not contributing, which is really not what you want when you're spending 150 points a model on your army. You need those 150 point models to be accomplishing things, but not
on
today,
this
I
part,
guess.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, 2 4-ups. 1 gets in.
So 4 damage.
4 down to 3. He's taken 4.
All right.
Yep.
Venom Cannon's chewing down that Warglaive in the top left, or the top right, excuse me. If we can get it low enough, that 1 Carnifex will be able to clear it
So
potentially.
6. He has taken 10.
Ooh. It looks like almost dead.
Oh, I should have hid more.
Yeah, can we clip it with this last Venom Cannon shot? Man,
Yeah.
these Venom Cannons are doing the Lord's work. 1 more makes the invulnerable save. Gotta get in there with that Carnifex, it sounds like.
He has 1 wound left, or 2.
No, he has 2 wounds. Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna shoot that guy.
Sure.
2 shots. 1 hit. Strength 8.
Which this guy is only 7.
Okay, so
1 wound.
yep.
Uh,
AP 4, 1
5 up.
damage.
he's okay.
Now you're gonna make all your saves.
He's gonna shoot this one.
Cool.
D6. 5.
6 is auto wounds.
Yep.
3 of those. Okay. 3 4s.
Glad you know what my army does.
I'm trying to help.
No, I know.
All right, 1 gets in.
1 damage.
He has now taken 4.
Alright, charging.
Okay.
Yep, he's gonna go there.
This guy's gonna go here. As long as I don't roll sneakers.
Looks good.
7.
Is
Sorry,
there anywhere,
camera. It was a 7.
anywhere in particular you want this guy to be?
Closer to the objective, just in case for some reason this guy dies.
Yeah. All right, he's on the objective.
This guy get in with a 7.
That guy over there?
Guy's gonna go there. He's gonna try
All
to
right.
make it.
Yeah,
If
this
he-
is the
long
big
bomb.
one. If we get this big charge,
If I move that guy,
looks like we need
Looks
maybe
like
a
a
10.
Or I'm sorry, a 9.
Come on, 9.
Yeah, let's get this 9 going.
Hey!
He's in.
Oh, and he
Nice.
does it.
Welcome
Man, these
home.
charge rolls for Robert are so strong. We said +1 to wound might be the best
All right.
rule, but making all of your charges when you need them is also
Is
pretty
it
good.
possible to charge?
So,
I'm listening.
do you want to move further around?
Should I?
Yeah,
Did your knight do
this-
something
Yeah,
that's
my
scary?
knight can heroically intervene.
6-inch
There
intervention,
you go,
yeah,
you're
so
safe.
just make sure he's
Is it
got plenty of
possible to
movement.
charge and still be on the objective?
I don't. So I'll mark guys there.
No.
That's more than an inch, so no.
Okay. Then he will stay where he was.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't want to lose that objective
All right.
at this stage of the game.
Where
It would
would
be
you like to
bad.
start? And I can't interrupt, so just do all your
Oh,
charges.
so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just do this one first.
Cool.
All right. Well,
4, 5, 6.
look, not looking too bad if we can clip all these armatures out and prevent the Imperial Knights from scoring any more primary points. That's really the bleed for the Tyranids here. Although, to be fair, if you kill all the armatures right now, you actually probably consign yourself to maybe a 3 on bring it down, or on
He's
grind it
TX.
down.
So 5s.
Yes.
1.
Is 4 up. How much damage is that?
For him, that is.
Yeah, it'll kill him.
3 damage.
Does he explode? He does not.
Oh, and we
It's
did
all right,
just
you're-
barely get rid of that top left-hander. Oh, top right-hander, excuse me.
He has to move towards
That's a
the-
big deal. That's a little scary, but glad all those Venom Cannons converted. That was good attack allocation on the Tyranid side.
Let's
Now we just need the same
do
thing to
that
happen like 4 more times.
1, 2, 3.
So Screamer Killer in the center. What do we get, buddy? Oh, that's a sick hit roll with that Trans Hitman effect.
one. 6 is auto hit.
Grind them down as the primary objective for your ex-girlfriend. Oh man.
Making sure they're cheating.
Yeah.
Can you
Not
do you have our numbers though? Or not?
He's also T8.
So 5s. 2.
4 up. He's all right.
I'll do that one.
Oh no, but the Armiger in the center survived, so that is going to allow Imperial Knights to score another primary objective this coming turn. Can we clip out this
This one is
Halverin finally? It looks like that is a
Yeah, he
bunch
dies.
of damage. Yeah,
Does he
3 damage apiece is
explode?
going to clip
He
that dude.
You
Goodbye,
got that guy over there.
Bastard's Helm, and we have a single Armiger left to attack on the left-hand side of the table. Can we do it? That's a lot of hits. Let's roll some appropriate wound rolls. And that's a ton of wounds.
7 or 8.
Get that guy out of there.
Yeah, he dies.
6.
All right.
Does not explode. All right,
Had
so
the
that
potential
is 3 guys you've
to
killed
clip
so
out
far.
all of the Armigers, left 1 alive in the center.
Yep.
Hopefully that will be enough.
So you had 1.
To
Oh no.
I only had.
Yeah,
I only
you
had the one.
secure
That's- so you didn't-
Tyranids a strong turn.
Yeah, you denied me that.
Now I've lost everybody.
No, you still have Jeffrey.
Big guy, Jeffrey.
Yeah, we'll call him Jeffrey. He looks like a Jeffrey.
Thank you. I hadn't named him, but now he's a Jeffrey.
I believe we've
Forever.
killed
All right, so
9
he's gonna punch
Armigers
back.
this turn? Or is this game so far?
charged.
Is that right? Is that right?
So 2s. Reroll 1.
Yeah, started with 10, down to 1. 9 Armigers dead.
Yeah, it's not bracket.
Whoa. Finally got there, chat. That's the turn we needed.
4.
And this should probably, depending on how the
4,
Imperial Knight's turn goes, this should probably
4.
score our finally
Wow,
to
4
grind it down.
4 5s.
4 Carnifexes.
2 of them. So 6 to 4. Okay. On my turn, I have 2 objectives.
So I got Stranglehold that time.
Yes, you definitely did. And unless I can kill 3 things, you will also get grinds.
3
All right.
things?
Yeah. I only have 2 bodies.
He has a lot of things.
Most of his guns are a little soft for wounding you, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well,
All right.
Yeah, I think importantly here as well, the
So I start on 2 objectives. I can't get
Tyranids
more
have pushed
than that.
away from the Paladin, and we're in an awkward position here. I'm not sure the Paladin has a
Great.
great space to push through this area.
Don't really need to move. We'll just stay where we are.
yeah. Combat first. The
It's gonna shoot
pistol guy.
into combat.
Pistol.
I don't know if this Carnifex is within an inch of the wall, but if we could see this guy killed in the shooting
18,
phase and then
4.
declare
6.
a charge into him and kill both of them, there's the potential that we could
2.
block the grind for the Tyranid
6
player.
down,
Points
5
are getting
that'll
pretty
kill.
tight here now.
Blow up. Take a mortal wound.
Good job.
And another Carnifex freaks
Oh,
out.
man. All right, so he's taking
It is
5 now.
statistically pretty probable we see a lot of explosions this game, given that
hang
every
for
model
you.
gets the roll for them. But it's fun every time it happens.
All right, big guy.
How many wounds do you have left?
He has taken 5, so yes, 7. Correct. All right, who's soft looking?
He has 4 left,
1.
7 left, 1 left.
All right.
I don't think you can see this game.
So I'm gonna have -1 for both, but I'll big gun here.
Okay.
Try to pop him off the objective, and everything's small into him.
But you can't see him, right? Because part of the base goes through the thingy?
Because you're on the base. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. All the little stuff. Autocannon.
Yeah, so we're trying to pick off the
And then
Carnifexes
3s.
on both of these
One
outermost
AP1.
objectives. If we can kill both of them,
That'll do it.
we actually down
Okay.
the Tyranids
That's
to
pretty
only
good.
a 4-point
Yeah.
primary, and that will probably
thank you,
secure
sir.
things for the Knights. And one Carnifex
right,
does
big
go
gu-
down, so
big gun over
Tyranids only
there.
holding 3
We'll
objectives
fire.
now.
7 times.
And that's a pretty decent shot into that one remaining Carnifex, who only has a few remaining wounds.
6, 7.
I think that's a 5, so we need to convert 3.
We need 4.
Oh, that's not a great start, though. Only 3 hit rolls.
3.
Wounding on 3s here.
3 AP.
3 go through. I think technically we're saving on
2.
They're flat 3 each, so that'll go down to 4. That should kill him.
It doesn't matter. I can't. This guy.
Okay, I guess he did die.
And
Only 4 damage left. Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, I think I definitely would have paid the CP to transhuman that guy. That was a really important swing because that went that pushed Tyranids
And I
from
got grind
getting
that
a
time.
12 to
Right.
only
What we're doing at the
a
end.
4.
I killed 1, 2, 3, so we tied up.
Did I only kill 3? Okay.
Honor.
I
get 2
did blank the
points.
grind there. Yeah,
And it is your.
I think maybe some smarter stratagem use here could have certainly changed it for Tyranids. You want to dump, in situations like that, you want to dump every conceivable piece of technology into keeping that model alive, because that, I think, was the swing that just lost the game there. That was an 11-point swing. It was an 8 on primary
You had
and
1,
3
2.
on grind.
So if I go like this,
I
you
even
can't
would
shoot me?
have been
He cannot. He could.
I can't shoot you.
tempted
either,
to CP reroll some of those.
If I do
failed
that, I can
rolls.
shoot you.
Correct. Yeah.
So
Once
Tyranid's
you're
getting a
touching their
4-point
base, it basically
primary.
doesn't
We can
exist
blank.
anymore.
Knights down to 0-point primary.
This side.
But we have to
So
make
you
sure
had,
that they don't get anything
two
else on
objectives for
secondary,
4
and you max
points?
your own secondaries, and I think
I
that's a little bit
have
tough.
3. No. I have
Stranglehold should
1,
be
2,
easy.
And then he was on this side, but he didn't have.
But I don't think
Right,
that's
yeah,
it
'cause I
for.
shot
I
the
think
guy
that's
off,
all we
yeah.
can
Yeah.
potentially
4
score
points.
for Tyranids, so I do think that
He's
this
gonna
ends
move
up being an
there.
Imperial Knight victory.
He's gonna go. Just around the corner, but touch
Okay.
with intent of touching.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I gotcha.
It's under the building, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
He has a 10-inch movement. He's just gonna go get this objective. Oh. That doesn't really do anything. Just keeps you. Actually, just in case you move. If I do that, you can't shoot me. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So he's gonna
Did you want to do an action with him? Unless you really wanted him to shoot.
I'm gonna want him to shoot,
Okay.
just in case.
He has 7 wounds left.
Correct.
7 wounds left. No. If I do an action with him, that gets me 2 points, or a point.
So if you do an action with him, you will get 1, 2, 3 points, which is the most you can get on that action.
And you can only do 1 action per
Right, and
turn.
it has to be on your your deployment zone.
So he will do an action.
Okay.
So whatever that entails.
Yeah.
Rod.
Yeah, I'll mark
R&D.
you. I'll mark you.
Big action.
Action Jackson.
Shooting. Yep. So he can't shoot then.
Correct.
All right.
Heavy venom cannon into there.
Yep. Still T8.
Oh.
Still 4 to hit you.
Not what you wanted.
It's not what I wanted. It's not the drugs I'm looking for. And CP will just re-roll 1.
Yep. On this one.
Nope, you're gone. Okay. 1 hit.
4 up. Oh! He's gonna take 4. Down 1, so
Worth-
he's gonna
worth the
take
CP.
3. So he's taken 8.
All right, he's gonna do his D6. Jesus. 2 4s. Oh my god.
No! Dice are tired.
They are. That's it for shooting.
Okay.
He's gonna charge.
Okay. Yeah. That
him
looks
with a
good.
10.
That looks good.
Yeah, we gotta kill this Armiger
Wanna be
to
on
prevent
this side?
any primary objective scoring for the Knights here.
Combat.
Okay.
Although at this
go
point,
ahead.
I think
Right,
it just
there's nothing
pushes
else
the
happening.
3,
it pushes the
7, 9.
scores further away, but I don't think it changes quite the chance of victory.
All right, baby. All the biscuits. Some of the biscuits.
58.
I will CP one of them.
Yeah, might as well. You saved so many.
Spend them. I mean, there's not a lot for me to use them.
Right, right. There you go, so 3.
4. Oh, yeah, 3.
All right, 4 up. I will CP one of those. All right, 1 gets in for 3, down to 2. He has taken 10.
Oof.
Swings back, he is now bottom bracket. You charged him, so instead of 5s, 4s.
So it doesn't
so
clip that
rerolling
guy,
one.
so we should get a 4 on primary
3.
without doing
2
anything
AP3.
for the Knights player.
5s.
6 down.
Real
to
question is what
4.
this guy's doing. This little dude over here, just chilling, not doing anything. Spent the entire game behind that wall and
Okay.
didn't contribute. Poor guy. It
On
was the
my
last turn of the game, dude. That
you'll
was your turn.
definitely
That was your
get
chance to go murder a robot.
On my turn, it happens at the end. So I don't want to lose honor by not charging. So he's going to step backwards so that I can't charge. Oh, CP, I'm at 4. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm at 3. Mark him again. I'll just go back there. And died, so I don't have to kill anything. So he'll take an action. So long as he doesn't die, I'll get a point.
Pistols.
Melta, looking for 5s. 1.
Get wrecked,
down to
Halberin. Or is that Warglaive? That's a Warglaive. No
Dice
damage
say
for
no.
you.
Now the dice ain't having it.
Would you have to kill something to prevent the
1 AP1.
grind from triggering here? Although I
3
don't
up.
think it makes a difference.
There. All right, and then you get to punch
But
first.
man, this was an interesting game to watch. I do think it was potentially the Tyranids to lose, and unfortunately they did. There's a lot of command points left at the end there that did not get used. That could have been going into transhumaning and rerolling wound rolls and stuff like that I don't think we ever ended up using.
You rolled.
Especially when you have the number of CP that the Tyranids have access to at this point. Like you can spend another 2 to 3 a turn and almost still have enough at the end of the game to continue to reroll stuff.
Does he explode? Does not. I will spend a CP
It does look
to
the
allow him to attack.
Looks like the Armiger will go down actually, and we're going to fight on death. Try to clip out that Carnifex and grab another bring it down point.
Nope, all right. Good game.
So he ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 remaining at the end.
I don't know yet. I just. Yeah, it's over. It's definitely over.
So that
he
should
died, so I
be
won't
10 Carnifexes down.
get anything
No
on
stranglehold
his
scored.
primary.
1, and we'll actually blank on.
I do get another 2
primary.
on honor, plus 3 for being virtuous. I'm assuming we both max out on bringing
And I
down.
believe that gives a grind.
My little bits are worth 2 apiece.
So it ended up
Killed
much
all but
closer than
one
it
to
looks
9.
like. Although I think the honor did trigger there.
Oh, right, so they're only worth 1. All right.
So I believe that is what our final score looks like, is a 51 to 57.
Okay.
Unless I'm missing
You
anything.
got 15, I got 10. 2, 3, 4, 13 on my honor, 9 on strangle. You had 12 on strangle. Grind, you got it on the last round. Grind's worth 2 or 3? 3. All right.
Interesting stuff, though, chat.
Primary.
Hope everyone enjoyed that one. Pretty cool matchup.
11.
While the players are calculating out the final scores here, we can take a look at the other scores being submitted.
Then I have 420 on the primary.
Take a look at our pairings.
3.
Looks like the only one submitted here is Sam Black versus Robert Fairburn. But taking a look at our undefeated matchups, it should be the top tables. Let's take a look here. I'm not entirely sure which are the undefeated matchups. I know Daniel Wilmoth versus Team Prampringan is probably a pretty exciting game versus two very capable players. Bill McFadden versus Paul Woodman. That's Adeptus Sororitas versus, I believe, Deathwing Dark Angels. Which should be a pretty good one. We have Bob Fishback versus Ramses Al-Qaid. And I don't know what Bob is playing. Is he on Tau Sept? Is he our Tau Sept player? He is. That's our Tau Sept player. Bringing a brace of broadside battle suits. But unfortunately, this game ended a little early, so we actually don't know what our other matchups are looking like. So I think we will go ahead and call it there, chat. We should have another hour or so before the next game. So I'll go ahead and throw you to an intermission here. But thanks for hanging out with me, and I will be back in about an hour with our final round for the day. But we do have 2 more games tomorrow to determine the final winner of the Webway Games GT this weekend. I think so far some interesting matchups getting put up on stream, but I'm sure we're going to get a little bit more meta as the event goes on. Although, to be fair, the top echelons of the metagame actually didn't show up this time around. We have no Hail of Doom. The only Tyranid player being Robert here playing his Carnifexes. So no like Leviathan Warrior spam, no Kraken Tyranids. And again, only one Tau Sept player. Instead, I think people are kind of using this as a little bit of a prep for the Nephilim season, because we are seeing a ton of those Imperial Knights. We're seeing a ton of Chaos Knights, Adeptus Sororitas coming out of the woodwork. So pretty interesting. Gen Ruckus, go Dark Angels. Hell yeah, go Dark Angels. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a look at how that goes in a little bit. I'd love to get Paul on stream, actually. I think he's a great player. It'll be awesome. So we'll see what our undefeateds look like at the end of this round. Should be pretty interesting, but we don't really have any idea currently. All right, well, that's it for that. Go ahead and throw it to a intermission momentarily here, everybody. Cheers.